Hello everybody, welcome back into the sim. Today we're going to be doing a quick video on basic Cessna 172 operation. So disclaimer, I am not a CFI, don't use any of this for flight instruction. This is just to kind of help people get started in Microsoft Flight Simulator and in general flight simulation. So with that, let's go ahead and start up the aircraft and go learn how to take off and land. Everybody, welcome into the sim. So here we are all loaded up in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2022. We're in a nice Cessna 172, as that's what my cockpit is actually modeled after. So real quick, we're going to go after the startup procedures and then we'll do takeoff and landing. So to start, basic cockpit overview, you have your six-pack here. So airspeed, attitude indicator, altimeter, turn and slip, heading, and then this is going to be your vertical speed. And then you also got down here your RPM. And then over here you got flaps, mixture, throttle, trim, and then this is your fuel shutoff, and then fuel selector down there. And then of course on the bottom I got the rudder pedal. So and then parking brake is right here. We will turn on the main battery switches. So master switch will go on. We'll hear our gyros start spinning up. We'll set the parking brake. Make sure that that's in fact set. We're going to go mixture full rich. Throttle we're going to open about 1/4 of an inch. I can set the friction lock. We're going to turn on fuel and we're going to go to both tanks. Now we'll turn on our beacon light, get ready to start. We're going to go first hold the brakes. We're going to go mags to both, and then we're going to go start. See the engine turn over, and that was a good start. I had my throttle set a little too high. Let's pull that back. There we go, 1,000 RPM. Started way too high for some reason. Alright, and then here we can set our flaps to 1 notch. We can turn on our ELT to arm, so that is hooked to the Hobbs meter, so it'll start. Enunciators are all happy. And now we can go avionics on. And then here we'll go 122.8 for Unicom, and then we'll see the Garmin start up there as well. Okay, here we go. So our Garmin's now booting in. So this is just giving us basically what the Garmin's getting its data from. So we'll go OK. This is some more information here. We'll go OK again, and then it's gonna get all of its GPS data and all that stuff. And we can watch here. We'll actually see as it gets all of its information, and then it'll move there onto the actual map. So we'll wait just a second. We can see it's picking up some satellites. See it getting calibrated. So here acquiring, and there we go. So now we're into the GPS. You can see that we're tuned 122.8, and whenever I change the frequency we can see it change there, which is very nice. Okay, so engine is now warm, so we're gonna go ahead and taxi. So first thing we're gonna do is release our parking brake, and I'm holding the brakes now, but the parking brake's released. I'm gonna turn on my navigation light and taxi light, and then we'll go ahead and taxi out here. So we're going to make a right turn out because I don't want to hit that guy there. So we'll release our brakes, give ourselves just a little bit of throttle to get moving. Oh, we can see our instruments actually just aligned. Make sure we didn't hit anybody. We're going to turn around here. Nice airplane. Here we are. Hold short. It does look like all my taxi light markings are gone, but my hold short looks much better, so I don't know what's up with that. So, holding short here, we're going to go ahead and set our parking brake. We're going to turn off our landing light, or taxi light, turn on landing light and strobe light. Make sure our flaps are set where we want them, so it's the first detent here, which is 10 degrees. We're going to go mixture, full rich, and then we can make sure that that is in fact locked, which it is, and we'll line up. So now we're lined up on our runway, so I'm going to go full throttle, and then I'm going to use the rudder pedals to keep myself aligned, and then I'm also going to be watching my airspeed. So I'm going to keep the yoke idle right now, but as I accelerate here, I'm going to wait till I get to about 60 or so, and then I'm gently going to apply some back pressure to the yoke. So just a little bit of back pressure like that. The airplane will come up nice, easy off the ground, and then we're just going to climb out. Once we hit 70 there, a little bit faster than that, so we can pitch the airplane up to a 70, like climb at about 70 or so on the airspeed. And you're going to just keep flying runway heading for now. So, like I said, a little bit of a crosswind, so we can see that, being modeled here. We're going to keep climbing out about 70. We can look out, left side and everything like that, but we're just going to do a nice easy climb out. And then if you can follow along on my traffic pattern video, and I'll explain how you'll get around for a landing. So I'll have a link to that in the corner. Okay, so here we are. We're now lined up on final here, and I have the flap set to 10 degrees. So what we're going to do is we want to get ourselves aligned on the runway here, and we're going to pitch, or we're going to end up being on the back end of the power curve. And what that means is basically, as we change the angle of attack of the airplane, that's going to change our airspeed. So, and then our altitude will be based on our throttle. So here, I'm descending, and I'm keeping my airspeed based on angle of attack to around 60 or so. And then that's directly affecting my altitude. So I'm going to keep coming down here. Okay, and now we can see on the Pappies, we're almost right where we want to be on the glide slope. And so we're just going to keep following that glide slope in. Can add in more flaps. I'm going to keep it at 10 degrees just because it's a crosswind. And I'm also right at my airspeed of about 60. So now I'm going to sink below the glide path. I'm going to get to about 55. And then that's where I'm going to begin my flare. And the idea is that your flare will then have you land right in the touchdown zone, just like that. And once you land, you're going to continue your rollout using your rudders to keep yourself centered, and then you're just going to slowly bleed off speed. You can apply brakes as needed. This airplane slows pretty quickly, and it's a plenty long runway, so you don't really need much braking, but you'll see we'll keep slowing down, and we're just going to keep on down the runway until we get to a taxiway exit. And then of course, when you're ready to exit the runway at a taxiway, slow the airplane up, and then you can just nice and gently exit the runway off to the side. And once you are completely past this line here, this is your hold short mark. Once the airplane's all the way past, then you can turn off your landing light and strobe light, turn on the taxi light, and then you can go and taxi to your parking spot. So, alright, once you get to a nice parking spot, this is going to do. You can go ahead and come down and pull your parking brake on. You can turn off your taxi light and nav light, and then you can also turn off your radio stack. So we'll just flip that, everything will turn off there. And then you can take your mixture, bring that to idle, and then you can take your mags and turn them off, and then you'll see the engine go ahead and shut down there. After which, just turn off your beacon light and your two master switches, and then you'll see everything else will shut down. And the last thing I do just for my sim is then I'll turn off this ELT here, and that records all my time there on the Hobbs meter. So I hope you guys enjoyed that general overview of how to fly the Cessna 172. So it's meant to be a very straightforward and simple tutorial, and again, not a CFI. If you would like to build a simulator like this, I have build plans available on my website, link in the description below, and that's going to be acesimulations.com. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.